pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, in your packets, item 5.0, you will see the meeting minutes from our meeting on July 8th, 2026. We can take a moment and review with any omissions, additions, adjustments, etc. Can I get a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Berube. And a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Early this morning, the Audit and Finance Committee met to review the agency payables as well as the budget variance reports for the period ending July 31st, 2026. We found all the agency payables to be in order. Can I get a, is that a call from me? Should we answer?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, this is Brian Griggs from Amazon.
Oh, hi, Brad. So yeah, we're gonna keep you on speaker. We'll let you know when Amazon comes up, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, so from an agency payable standpoint for the period of July 1st to July 31st, I will move to accept as presented. Can I get a second? Thank you, Mr. Mahoney. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Along those lines, the budget variance reports for the period of July 1st to July 31st, as well as July 31st, 2026 year to date. Can I get a motion to accept as presented? Thank you, Mr. Mahoney. I will second that. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, budget variance reports pass as well. Unfinished business, item 7.1.1, Hyde Park Boulevard LLC, Mr. Gertz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On Tuesday, the 28th of July at 2 p.m. at the Town Hall of Niagara, a public hearing was held in regards to 3425 Hyde Park Boulevard LLC, which is the restoration of Camp Hall Clover, and no comments were made.
Wonderful. So we need to pass a final resolution. Can I get a motion for the final resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan, and a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Langdon. We need a roll call, please.
Jason Krempa,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Susan Langdon,
Yes.
Deanna Brennan.
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 7.2.1, Peter Serto Corporation. Mr. Gertz, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, on Tuesday, 28th of July at 2:30 p.m., we held a public hearing for Peter Serto Corporation, again at Town of Niagara Town Hall, to discuss the 22 market rate units planned for development on Porter Road. There were some neighbors in attendance that raised some concerns regarding privacy, traffic, concerns about potential tax increases and air pollution. The full transcript is included in your packet.
All right. Understanding the direct neighbors' concerns, do we have a motion to accept as presented? Well, I will make the motion. And a second.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Langdon. We need a roll call for the final resolution.
Jason Krempa,
Yes.
Mark Berube,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Susan Langdon,
Yes.
Deanna Brennan.
Yes.
Item 7.3.1, Amazon.com, Mr. Gabriel.
Thank you, Mr. Papa. This is a request by Amazon based upon some increase in costs incurred by the company to the project located in Lockport Road. I'm gonna just take this opportunity as almost a refresher course for the board. I know most of you know this, and some of you were actually on the board back then. This project, when the agency staff takes a project such as this, we are required to give an application and determine as per statute what the approximate costs for a cost benefit analysis would be. One of those areas that we do our best to estimate those costs is a pilot benefit and how much pilot benefits are there. We do that by speaking with the assessor, and we do that by looking at the then tax rates or whatnot. But as the board knows, we don't control those numbers. We don't control the assessment. So it's our best estimate as we go forward, and we don't control the tax rates. So when we do this, we know it's not a 100% accurate number. We do our best to estimate it as required by statute, and that was the case in this as well. We do a similar, the staff does a similar exercise in regards to sales tax benefit. In sales tax benefit, the company itself tries to guesstimate and estimate as best they can the fixtures and equipment and whatnot that they're buying. At the same time, the agency takes the construction costs and basically makes a determination based on history that somewhere around 50% is going to be taxable and 50% is not going to be taxable. But that number fluctuates, and there's really no way of knowing. On normal projects such as where it maybe only takes a year or so to build or less, it's a little bit more accurate when we get to it, especially in regards to some of the costs. In a project like this is not a surprise. It's been 4 years. There's been inflationary costs. It's whatnot. So these are not set numbers. And when we passed the resolution, and I did provide you a copy of the resolution to the board that was passed back in 2022. And I just wanted to direct just some small language in regards to section 5. When we approved this project and the sales tax was approved by this board in what it was comprised of in 2022. And it basically says the agency hereby confers on the company in connection with the project, the financial assistance consisting of A, in particular is what's applicable today, an exemption benefit from all New York State and local sales tax and use tax benefits for purchases and rentals relating to the project with respect to the qualifying personal property included in or incorporated into the facility or used in the acquisition, construction, and equipping of the facility. That board provided these sales and use tax benefits in the past already. We're not providing anything new. This is nothing new that's coming up. What it's changing is their costs have increased. And if you look a little bit further down, we mentioned in there, in the approximate amount, sales tax, approximately 26 million. That's, again, is our best guess back 4 years ago. The determination is whether or not these costs, it's not whether we're going to provide additional benefits. We're not providing additional benefits. This benefit was already provided to the company. What we're providing is making sure that this board follows are the costs that are being requested by the company related to this project in particular. And that is eventually the determination that the board has to make when and if it comes back. The cost benefit analysis itself, as you know, arguably we probably wouldn't have had to have a public hearing because just for informational purposes, the company is actually going to waive and not utilize the over $3.5 million in mortgage tax benefits that the board previously provided. So technically, this increase would have offset it and not really arguably demanded another public hearing. But to be safe and to be completely transparent, we are going to schedule a public hearing just to make sure that we follow as conservatively as possible the statute moving forward. So, so basically that's kind of where we are on this project. I just wanted to make sure that the board was aware that this is not something that we are approving a new project. It is not a new project. This approval took place over 4 years ago. And that way, when we're making this determination after the public hearing, and if it moves forward, that we know exactly where we are by the way, I've reached out to there's not many of us IDA attorneys in the state, and I've reached out to a number of them regarding this. And they cannot ever recall such a request. It's anticipated they come back all the time, and ever being denied or moving forward. And just as a reminder to our board, this has probably come before our board in different variations dozens of times. And Sue can, obviously, as being with the agency for, about 60, 70 years, she can attest. We dozens of times these requests come in, and I guess the only difference is this is a 4-year project for more money than what we normally deal with. So having said that, Mr. Chairman, I can either defer to Andrea if she would like to say something, or back to you so that you can ask Mr. Briggs any questions regarding this and or the status of the project moving forward.
All right, so in a nutshell, I was on the board at the time, but back in 2022, we previously approved sales and use tax exemption up to $26 million. At this point,
Approximately 26 million.
Yes, at this point, they're requesting us to increase that to $29 million, so an additional $3 million in marginal sales and use tax. Gentleman from Amazon, I'm sorry, is it Biggs or Briggs?
It's Briggs.
I apologize.
RIGGS.
Thank you very much. Anything that you'd like to add to the discussion that has been ongoing?
No, appreciate the board's time this morning and consideration of our request. As we submitted in the letter, to the board, the primary reason for this is obviously cost increases since the initial application and approval back in 2022. We're obviously 4 years later. There's been changes in the construction world during that time as material costs have increased. We're committed to our process of completing the project, and with the board's help, that'll help us get this project across the finish line. We've already completed approximately $13 million in off-site infrastructure improvements, over 3.6 miles of improvements heading into the site, including extensive utility upgrades for the older systems and utility poles. We look forward to continuing to partner with the Niagara County IDA and bringing this project forward. We're going to be starting hiring, we hope, in the next week or so. So we're looking forward to bringing our workforce into this building and getting operations started later this year.
Wonderful. Any other questions from the board as a whole? All right. With that, can I get a motion to approve the increase to the sales and use tax limitation from 26 to $29 million?
So moved.
All right, thank you, Jesus, Mr. Massey. And second?
I'll second.
I was gonna call you Mr. David, I knew that was. Can I get a roll call, please?
Jason Carthoff.
Yes.
Mark Ruby.
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney.
Yes.
David Massey.
Yes.
Susan Langdon.
Yes.
Deanna Brennan.
Yes.
Motion passes, thank you very much. All
There
right.
will be a public hearing
Oh, I'm sorry,
set up on this. It wasn't on the agenda.
it wasn't, should we authorize a public hearing at this point, or do we want
Yeah,
to?
right now, we authorize a public hearing,
Okay,
please.
all
Thank you.
right, so then we're gonna add 7.3.2 to the agenda and authorize, request an authorization of a public hearing. I will make that motion. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Berube. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, a public hearing will be scheduled at a time to be determined. Item 8.0, new business, IDEK LLC, Mr. Gertz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. IDAC LLC is requesting a 15-year pilot sales tax abatement and mortgage reporting tax abatement. Technoglass Corporation, which was founded in 1998, located directly across the street from this project site and specializes in the design and manufacture of machines and equipment for the stained glass production industry. The company currently has 9 employees and has outgrown their existing space. Technoglass's long-term plans are to construct a new 20,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility at the Buffalo Business Park in North Carolina and employ up to 25 people to meet the company's growth projections. However, as this plan is under development, the company has an immediate need for an additional space and employees. The company will occupy between 3,000 and 6,000 square feet of the new space to be constructed at 59 Thompson Street. The remaining 18,000 square feet will be flexible, leasable tenant space meant to foster and incubate commercial and industrial users. The Western New York region as a whole is critically low on quality turnkey available space for industrial users. Property owner, IDEC LLC, believes the North Carolina market can absorb the new space and that the project is consistent with the city's goals of supporting small business growth in the Oliver Street corridor. We do have representatives here today to answer any questions the board might have.
Wonderful. Just off the bat, would you like to talk about the project?
Technoglass is a break-off company from Aquasol. Mike Ezekian has been there 23 years, operating in 92 countries. And he formulated Technoglass as a side company because of the demand he has. He has over 74 patents. He got a great response to expanding. The good part is we ran out of space. That's why we're here today. And more importantly, yesterday we had a great meeting introducing our proposed 26,000 square foot facility at the old Roblin site in North Tonawanda, where Technoglass already owns through their real estate entity the property for the last 20-something years. We're excited about it. We're looking to employ some people, and it's a great investment in the city of North Carolina.
Wonderful. Any other questions from the board? All right, with that, can I get a motion for the preliminary resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Ruby.
I'll second. Sorry.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan. We need a roll call, please.
Jason Crumpler,
Yes.
Mark Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney, David Massey,
Yes.
Susie Langdon,
Yes.
Deanna Brennan.
Item 8.1.2, we need a motion to authorize a public hearing, which is currently scheduled August 26th at 2 p.m. at North Carolina City Hall. Can I get a motion for a public hearing?
Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Mahoney. Thank you, Mr. Ruby. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, public hearing passes. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Moose and Squirrel Holdings LLC, Mr. Gertz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Moose and Squirrel Holdings LLC is requesting a 15-year pilot sales tax abatement and mortgage recording tax abatement. Their plan is for a mixed-use adaptive reuse and redevelopment in downtown Lockport, New York, that will restore 2 adjoining buildings at 116 and 120 Main Street to productive use. The centerpiece of the project is the historic F&M Tower at 116 Main Street, built in 1905, and is approximately 20,000 square feet. It'll be substantially rehabilitated into 16 market rate apartments, plus first floor commercial and lower level leasable space, along with full upgrades to the building systems, elevators, and accessibility. The tower has received SHPO NPS Part 1 approval, and all historic work will follow National Park Service standards. The adjacent one-story mall building at 120 Main Street will be repurposed to provide indoor resident parking and offer roughly 14,900 square feet of flexible Main Street facing commercial space. Together, the project preserves a prominent historic structure, adds new downtown housing, and creates commercial space to support future Main Street business activity. I think it's worth noting that they are requesting the 15-year pilot above the standard 10 that would typically be used in this case. That's due to the historic nature of this project and the asbestos abatement. I talked with the administration of the city of Lockport, and they are aware and are okay with the additional years added. And I know Mr. Savarino has prepared a summary for us as well, and he can answer any questions.
Mr. Savrino, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm Rob Savarino. I've got a little bit of a slideshow here. It's actually going to be Rocky and Bullwinkle. Perfect. I thought the first question I would get was why Moose and Squirrel? That was thought of by my brother Sam. We do look alike. I am Sam's stunt double. Okay, I'll take you through the project. because it is a complex project, and it's complex in the scope of work and also the fact that it only has 16 apartments to offset the cost. So I'll take you through that, and I'll show you where the project is, and we'll go over a little bit of design. So here are the two buildings, Center, downtown Lockport, prominent streets, Locust, Main. So you have the two buildings here. This is the project site, roughly 51,000 feet. A little closer now, we bifurcate the site. We have the former mall of approximately 32,000 feet, and then the historic F&M Tower building of approximately 20,000 feet. That is 6 floors, and that's the historic component of the project. Of course, the mall is not historic. This is looking down on the site just to give you a sort of a look at what that floor plan might look like. Again, the tower on the left, the green is the mall. So we laid over what we plan to do. So the mall area supports the adaptive reuse. And what do I mean by supports? Well, if you take the mall area, the 30,000 feet, and split it into 3 components. Number 1, off-street sealed parking of 22 spaces for the 16 residences next door. We think that's a nice amenity for a market rate apartment project in Lockport. Number 2, all of the mechanical space that will service the building, like the central boiler, the mechanics, utility connections to this building here. We can't modify this building given the historic nature. So we have to move the equipment in to furnish 16 apartments from an office building. And we locate that next door and move that into the building. And then third, we have some Main Street facing commercial space that is speculative now, but we are seeking tenants. We are going to be working with the mayor and others at the city to identify some property tenants that could not only help the city of Lockport, but service the 16 residents living next door. So that was the mall component. Now I'm going to show you the tower, the floor plan. So basically, first floor, there's a commercial tenant here in the lobby. It'll look the part. It'll have those vaulted ceilings and the ornate material in the walls of that space. And then we are going to put one residential unit on the first floor, and then above that unit is the mezzanine space for that unit. So there's a 2-story unit of a 1-bedroom apartment. And there is some space down below, but I just thought I'd just concentrate on the first floor space. And then floors 2 through 6, they're all typical. You have a 2-bedroom unit lining Locust Street, and then 2 1-bedroom units. So it's typical as you go up floors through 2 through 6. So you have a new elevator that we're going to have to, there is an elevator shaft, but we have to put a new cab in. This is the lobby area to access the 3 units on each floor. Each unit will have in-unit washer and dryer. And again, if you do the math, 5 of the units are 2-bedroom and 11 are 1-bedroom units. Now we did receive some state grants, historic tax credits. We haven't received them. We haven't received the historic tax credits, but this is our look at what that could be worth based on the QREs during the development. Important to note here that the state has deemed this project worthy by granting the Restore New York and the DRI. So you could look at it this way. This project and this request of this board unlocks the state funding, creating a leverage situation. Our sources of uses, this was contained in our application. We're roughly spending $12.6 million to renovate. Now think of it that way, $12.6 million with speculative commercial space, 51,000 feet, and it's supported by 16 market rate units. So there's the difficulty and there's the challenge in the project. I'm just going to take a couple points here, maybe 8, 10 points as to why we think we're worthy of the 15-year. The project needs more time to stabilize. We need to bring on the commercial space to make this viable. We need time to do that. Point two, the cost burden is incurred upfront while the income develops gradually. And I can't emphasize that enough. We only have the 16 units to support the initial stages of the project. The revenue has a market ceiling even when costs are high. So we can't just charge more for rents. That's a fixed number. They are limited in the Lockport region, and yet we have a $12.6 million project. That significant cost does not, again, create additional rent. We do have asbestos-containing materials. We have the SHPO and MPS requirements for the historic structure. These are all costs that are extravagant. That doesn't even consider the cost of construction and the high interest rates. I will make the point when I showed the state grants and the historic tax credits, those are grants that we have to spend the money to get reimbursed. So what we do is we bridge a loan to those grants. And that means we're spending just under $800,000 in interest alone, just to bridge to those the historic and the state grants. Apartment lease up does not equal full project stabilization. Again, the commercial space has to be brought on. We need time to do that. And again, only 16 apartments, and it's a 52,000 square foot project. This is the point I brought up before about bridging the credits and the grants, roughly $750,000 in bridge cost. Again, we're unleashing the state grants to do this. Those grants are connected to this specific project. The capital stack gets the project built, but the pilot helps the completed property operate sustainably. That's our main goal here today. We get another 50% more time to stabilize the project for the extra 5 years, and that's critical for us. With that, I'm going to open it up for any questions that I could answer to describe how complex the project is, how important it is, and how we need that extra 5 years of lead.
Just curious, what's in the tower portion of the building right now? The tower portion of the project right now?
Well, it was an office building, and it's been vacant for 40 years.
Okay.
And it's in incredibly good shape for being vacant for 40 years. Needless to say, though, it is a true adaptive reuse room. If you walk into that building, we have to put plumbing in, we have to make it, we have to really convert it and do it in a manner that's consistent with the historic standards.
Isn't that census tract economically distressed?
It is. It is.
Which would impact the highway.
And of course, we're proposing market rate rents. I think that's important. Typically you might see other proposals where it's a mixture of workforce or low income. This is market rate. But market rate does have its limitations too. We receive no tax credits for the limited income you receive on 16 units in one full year.
Any further questions? All right, so we need a motion for the preliminary resolution. I'll let you make that motion. Thank you, Mr. Massey. Can we get a roll call, please?
Jason Markov?
Yes.
Mark Ruby?
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney? David Jesse?
Yes.
Susan Layton?
Yes.
Deanna Brennan?
Yes.
Motion passed. And we need a motion for the public hearing, which is scheduled tentatively for August 27th, 26th at 2 p.m. in Lockport City Hall. Can I get a motion for the public hearing? Thank you, Mr. Mahoney.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, public hearing is good. Agency council, anything for,
No, nothing at this time, thank you.
okay. I have one item that I would, like to bring up to the board. We've got a bit of, disjointedness, I would say, in the termination dates for both Andrea as well as Mark Gabriel Services. Just so I've got the dates correct. So Mark has been, his service agreement is extended through January 1st, 2029. Andrea's through December 31st, 2029, and the shared services agreement that we have with the county is through October 31st, 2030. I would like to see if, I would like to propose that we make those all coterminous for the last date in that, which again was October 31st, 2030, so that everybody will run kind of parallel when we do this repeatedly. I will make that motion. Anybody have any comments or questions with regards to that? All right, can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Brennan. We should probably get a roll call for that.
Yes.
Jason Crepa,
Yes.
Rex Ruby,
Yes.
Ryan Mahoney,
Yes.
David Massey,
Yes.
Susan Lincoln, Deanna Brennan.
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you very much. Anything else for the order? All right, our next meeting is September 9th, 2026. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Mr. Ruby, and a second. Thank you, Mr. Mahoney. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.